Hello, good evening. Are you spending your time and energy on things that move you forward, or are you scattering it on things that don't serve your true purpose? So in this video, I wanted to sit down with you. It is the end of my evening. I've had a very productive day. However, I really wanted to share with you how you can stop wasting your time and energy and instead align your life with core values, freedom, sustainability, and health to create something meaningful, something that lasts. Isn't it time to wake up and create a life with purpose and intention? I want to mention that this video this evening, it will cover some mindset shifts and some strategies for aligning with your values and how making these changes has transformed my life. This is coming at a comment. One of the reasons why I wanted to create this was I had a comment on one of my recent uploads, and it said something like, "You are living a very privileged life. Only 97% of people get to live this type of life that you're living." And I took this as, oh, this is kind of interesting. I'm feeling a little bit of resistance from this person. And that's really something for this person to unpack, is what are they actually projecting? Because I actually took that as, yes, I am so grateful for the woman I am today, the life that I'm living today, where I'm living today. And I think that wherever you are today, whatever age that you're at, whatever country that you may be in, whatever life phase or work phase that you are in, you also have a beautiful, privileged, amazing, magnificent life. And that life could always be worse and it could always be better, right? But I think the most beautiful place to come from is that absolutely recognizing that we only have a finite amount of time here on earth and in this time-space reality. And I'm so grateful for being able to have the gift of breath and to have my health and to have my intentions and my vision and to honor my values and to be living the life that I'm living, because I definitely have created and manifested the life that I am living today and what you see today. Of course, you don't get to see absolutely everything of my life here. However, I do here in this platform, I do share a lot of this life. And I really wanted to share then, like, a question for you is like, are you living with purpose and intention? Because are you actually like using your time with purpose, intention, and focus and direction, or are you simply spending it without thought? And I shared that with you, like, let's talk about scattered energy versus focused intent. So if you're spending too much time on things that don't move you forward, like mindlessly scrolling through social media, going to social events just to be seen and being in the vibe and being in just like to be out, are you spending too much time venting and complaining without taking action? Like, that is scattered energy. And of course, to preface this and a disclaimer, we are all human and we are all in our human at times, and we need to be able to sometimes express and share things with our friends. But if that's like all that you're doing, I think that's something really for you to unpack and look at. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be focused on doing the things that you love and whatever it is that you love, whether it's surfing, whether it's like creating content, whether it's building a business, whether it's, you know, playing golf, like whatever your passions are, maybe it's knitting. Whatever your passions are, absolutely. I'm definitely an advocate for focusing on doing the things that you love. However, there needs to be a balance, right? And it's also wonderful to look at, like, are those passions, are they fueling you with your purpose, with your vision? Is it honoring your values? The next thing is now moving on from that, right? Like focusing on like yourself and what your lifestyle, work style, what your life looks like today. Like, are you really living with that purpose and intention? And now I really want to talk about the turning point, my quantum leap phase. I've reached such a turning point in my life over the last few months, and it feels fucking amazing. And I realized that a few months ago, and even last year and different parts of my past, I realized that my energy, I was like really scattered. And I feel that I can honestly say that for business, for relationships, for social life, that there are certain things, people, things, activities, behaviors, thoughts, habits, practices that weren't moving me forwards towards my bigger vision. So let's talk about energy, focus, and vision then, right? Like, I'm no longer wasting my time and energy on things, people, activities, even thoughts, habits, practices that aren't moving me forward, that aren't elevating me, that aren't expanding me. And I'm super grateful for the inner work that I've been doing, and then other ways of conscious ways of being, that I've been able to integrate a new mindset, a new energy, a new frequency, new strategies, so that I'm able to actually be in a forward momentum, creating and manifesting my vision. Now, my vision is my vision. It doesn't have to make sense to you. And that's something for you to look at, is like, what is your vision? This is something that I regularly talk about here on my channel, is that it's really important for you to get clear with what your vision is. Let's talk about the shift and like what's actually like different, right? Like if you're watching this video for the first time now, like what is different now for me? Let me tell you, like I've learned to become so intentional with my time and my energy. It's like now I wake up every day with a purpose because I know what my vision is. Yes, sometimes I wake up really tired, but I still know like, okay, like what is my vision? What am I waking up for, right? Sometimes it takes me slower to get out of bed, but I have that thought instantly when I wake up in the morning. Like I get to like wake up and create and manifest and be who I want to be and honor what I want to honor for myself and my life and my vision. I'm so grateful, because you've heard me speak about this as well, that like I get to attune to my spiritual practices. It's so important to be connected to source, to spirit. And I am so aware, and it's something that you should also start to come into the awareness if you haven't already been aware of and learned, is that your internal world reflects onto your external reality. Everything that you see in your external reality, your physical world, you created that. And that's a manifestation, and that's a projection of you from within. So that's why it's so important to be connected to source, to be connected to your values and your vision, to be connected from within, and to embody your true self. And maybe true self isn't the right word, but be connected to your best version of yourself from within and all that you desire. And then you act in accordance to that. So whatever that is from within, like if you're feeling happy, you're going to take steps and actions that are like happy. Of course, we all go through our moments when we're like tired and stressed and anxious, like, right? We can have these moments, but however, we let them pass. But at the core, the root, at the deepest part of like your inner being of who you are on the inside, and if you allow that to reflect and be in accordance of how you act, how you think, how you behave, how you react, how you respond, then that's what you create in your external reality. Let's talk about creating then with like a purpose, like aligning your energy for success. So this is my thing for you, is create with purpose, right? When you wake up every morning, I invite you to ask yourself, what can I create today that moves me closer to my vision, right? And it's not just about just going through the visions and like, if you have a list of things to do, just ticking them off, right? It's about waking up with purpose, creating something meaningful, aligning your life with your core values, honoring your needs, honoring your vision, honoring your integrity and your authenticity and who you are from deep within. Because your energy, that's the tool, okay? So your energy is the most valuable tool that you have and that you own and that you can be mindful over. Because when you're like scattered, it doesn't like matter. You're gonna like dilute your power. But when you actually focus on what aligns with you, your values, your vision, your focused intent, you begin to then create from that momentous place. And that's powerful. So I've learned from my experiences from this year, and in the last 12 months, or even the last 18 months, that I really used to push through and force things, even when I was exhausted, right? Thinking that I need to constantly be like showing up, creating, being everywhere and doing everything, right? I've now realized that alignment matters way more than effort. And that for me, like when I've started to like focus my energy on creating from a place of like alignment and clarity and aliveness and wholeness, and from a place of feeling just like connected, like everything has changed for me in the last few months. Everything that you see with my personal brand, and everything how you see me, if you're, seeing me obviously online, or if you see me, in Bali, if you live here and you're watching this, like everything that I'm creating online and how I'm showing up, for the YouTube channel, and everything that I'm doing for the marketing for my Energized business, like it feels really good. I was actually watching a YouTube video with Rich Roll, and the man who he now sold it, but he was the CEO of Whole Foods, the health food store in the United States. Maybe you're watching this and you're in the US as well. And somebody was talking about everything that he created, and that his actual business venture is actually a spiritual journey for him. And one of the things that came up in the video was like, how do you know if you're on the right path? And they said, basically, you will know that you're on the right path is if you're happy. And my God, this just landed for me, because I can tell from my personal experiences in relationships and even with friendship that I wasn't happy. And even with business, that I wasn't happy. And now, because I'm different now, because I feel this different now from within, when it comes to what I'm doing here online and with my Energized business, and when I'm just showing up in my day-to-day interactions, I know that I'm on the right path because I feel happy. Yes, again, I have my human moments where I feel sad, or I feel a little bit stressed, or maybe I'm a little bit angry. But these are moments and they pass, because I know that like at the core, at the root, at the deepest part of like my frequency, like interconnected with like deep within, like I feel good. And that's really powerful for me to say, because it never used to always be like that, right? Okay, so I want to share with you now then, obviously, like how to stop wasting time and energy, right? I invite you to evaluate your daily activities, right? Take a moment to assess how you spend your time each day, with who and with what. Are your actions aligned with your long-term goals and your core values? And that's a deep dive for you. I invite you to get really clear with what your long-term goals are and what your core values are. And then I invite you to ask yourself, are you wasting time on things that don't serve you? And if you are, then like be honest with yourself. Like, why the fuck are you wasting time on things, people that don't serve you? Like, that's the big question for you. Like, why are you doing that? Some practical tips to align your time with purpose, right? Okay, there's 4 things. Number 1, set clear goals. It is so important to set your goals. Now, whether or not you get to these goals, it's so important to have these as markers. It's so important to have these intentions. It's so important to visually have these, like literally like write them out. And I've spoken about this here on my channel. And please let me know if you'd like me to actually make a video about, creating like some goals. It's really important to maybe like set goals for yourself, like 30-day goals, 90-day goals, 3-month goals, like 6-month goals, 1-year goals, 3-year goals, 5-year goals, 10-year goals, right? Like it allows you to actually like be like in a forward momentum creating these goals, right? Make sure that the tasks The people, the things that you're aligned with are supporting you with your bigger vision and creating and manifesting this bigger vision, right? The compound effect. Every small step should move you closer toward your purpose. Number 2, mindful social time. Spend time with people who uplift you and add value to your life, right? If you can, avoid the gossip or energy draining activities that don't move you forward. Now, it's important to have friends, it's important to have your social time, but it's really important to be aligned with those that you feel whole, seen, and heard and supported from and with. Number 3 is create with intention. So whether you're working on a business, content creation, personal growth, your health, be intentional with what you're doing, with every effort that you're doing to create with intention in those key areas of your life. And number 4 is I invite you to tap into spiritual practices. Again, your internal world, it reflects your external success, right? I'm sure by now you've heard about morning routines, evening routines, right? Start your day with spiritual practices, meditation, affirmations, visualization, move your body, have some time to reflect, do something that allows you to grow, right? Personally, spiritually, right? Because these habits and practices, it keeps you grounded and focuses you on your bigger vision. The power of purpose in building a legacy. So let's talk about building a legacy. So at this stage in life, it should not just be about personal success, right? That's so selfish in a way. It's about creating a legacy. Now, whether or not you actually, some people equate legacy to generational impact, right? Even if you don't have a family, it's so important to be showing up for the greater good, for the greater global collective as a whole, the human collective, right? It's showing up and creating a legacy for not only your family, but your community, the global collective. It's about empowering those around you to live their most extraordinary life. Okay, so your time and your energy are your most valuable resources. Stop wasting them on things that don't serve your purpose. Wake up with intention, create with meaning, and align your actions with your values. And I invite you, if you're ready to take control and time and energy and start living with purpose, I'd love for you to leave me a comment, any feedback, connection, conversation in the comments below. I truly appreciate. And again, I just really wanted to share with you about it's about waking up and thinking that maybe you can even visualize when you're 60 years old, 70, 80, 90 years old, and you look back on your life. Did you live your life with a deeper meaning and with purpose and intent? Or did you just waste your life away going through the motions and living according to what others or society or what even your old self thought that you should be living? Why not wake up, seize the day, get clear with your vision, honor your values, right? Allow yourself to be involved with your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, activities, with people, with things that are going to elevate you and serve you to creating and building the life that you truly love and desire, because you are worthy of that. Okay, so I thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you found value and vibe. And if you want more content like this, I suggest that you subscribe. If you also like the video, a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and I will see you next video. Thank you. Good night.